So how good is it to be playing with kids from the local area?
It's brilliant. Obviously, it's lovely to see the young kids enjoying playing football. That's how all our careers started, just the love of the game and enjoying playing with your mates. And obviously, after last year or the last few years with COVID, it's been difficult for young children to be able to do that. So it's lovely to see them back doing that now.
Yeah, and we saw England in the summer. Obviously, they were huge inspirations, and Liverpool players as well in the area. Just a massive. They can really inspire the local community.
Yeah, certainly. That's when you are a young kid and it's something that you're aspiring to do. Then you look at those boys who did sort of break out and managed to break through and have a career. And like you say, the guys playing for England in the summer and the players who have come through at Liverpool, like Trent, and you look at Harvey now, what he's doing is a massive inspiration for young kids like the ones here today to continue to pursue that.
And who were your heroes when you were this age?
When I was this age, I was a Bolton fan growing up, so I'd say my hero was JJ Okocha. I love watching him play, and still whenever I talk about Bolton, he's the first name I mention. I think for myself as well, the fact that my dad had a career, he was always a bit of an inspiration for myself and someone I drew a lot from. So yeah, those two probably.
And you've grown up watching football, and now you've just signed a new long-term deal with Liverpool, and it's a big season ahead.
It is, yeah, it certainly is. Obviously, last season didn't go the way we wanted to and the way that we'd hoped. Obviously, the way it ended was sort of like a sweet end to a better season, but we want to put things right nevertheless, and obviously we've got no reason not to.
Personally, you played a lot of games. Personally, it was a really good season for you.
Yeah, it was. Well, I made my debut last year and then went on to have a heavy involvement in the season and play a part in securing the Champions League qualification, which was something that we ended up having to change sort of our aspirations and aims throughout the season, but that's what it was at the end, and to have achieved that and sort of gone through so much change and experienced so much in the year, it was huge for me.
And mentally, how was it being thrown in that sort of deep end and then playing so regularly? You must have been on cloud nine, really.
Yeah, well, it was loads of different things really, because obviously it was cloud nine. The fact that I'd make my debut and then going on to play regularly, something that I'd never anticipated going into the season, and something that I've dreamt of throughout my whole life. And to have been able to do it for a club like Liverpool took it up to a new level. But also there was high pressure because the season wasn't going the way that we wanted it to, and there was a lot of expectation on us, and to have finished it the way that we did, to ensure that we were competing in the Champions League and had a strong finish to what was a tough season, it was just perfect really.
And obviously every day you're training with some of the best attackers in world football. Did that help a little bit when you were then thrown into Premier League action? Yeah,
definitely. Listen, the whole time that I've been training with the first team, when I made that step up from under 23s, to have to come up against the likes of those boys, Mo, Sadio, Bobby, Jota since he's come in, Divock, these attackers that are world class. It only improves you as a player because you're getting tested at the highest level every single day, and you have to either adapt to that, or it's like sink or swim, and you have to adapt to that, which is something that I've been doing over the last few years, and as a result of that, it makes you a better player.
What is it like when you are a defender and you've got that talent running at you? What is that like?
Tough, but I think you relish the challenge really, because you as a person, as a player, you want to be challenging yourself at the highest level. That's growing up and trying to pursue a career in football, that is what you're aspiring towards, playing at the highest level. So to be able to do that every day at training is perfect, and that's what you wanted growing up.
And having signed the new contract, it must be a great confidence boost to have someone like Jurgen Klopp, believe in you.
Certainly. I mean, like last year when he put that belief in me to, try and fill the spot that was left by the injuries, and then throughout the rest of the season, the fact that he sort of his faith remained in me, and even now, like you say, with the new deal, it is a huge compliment for myself and something that I am motivated to try and repay that to the club and to the fans.
And I've mentioned the attackers, but you're also playing alongside some of the best defenders in the world as well. Are you just soaking up every experience with them basically, and how much do they offer you advice as well?
I think that responsibility falls on yourself mostly, to try and take advantage of the opportunity that's in front of you, whereby noticing that there's an opportunity to learn from your peers or from the boys that you're coming up against in training, and that's the way that I'm sort of wired, in that I'm always wanting to learn and improve, so I'm doing everything I can to do that.
And while last season was probably quite a whirlwind, you must feel like you really belong part of this Liverpool setup now?
I think certainly last year, having contributed and felt like I'd contributed and felt like I'd gained that sort of trust and assurance from my teammates throughout the year, certainly made me feel very much more comfortable and at home, and like you say, I can continue to play a part.
And what have you made of Ibrahima Konate's arrival?
He's slotted in perfectly actually since pre-season. As a person, he gets on with the lads really well. He's not shy, but he looks like he really wants to learn and improve himself, and he's motivated and works hard. And from what we've seen of him as a player in pre-season, he looks like a top player as well, a top defender. I think physically he's unbelievable. And because he's so young, he's still got plenty of time to learn and improve, and I'm sure he will do that at Liverpool.
And just finally, your teammate Reece Williams has sealed the loan move to Swansea. You yourself, you've been on loan at Stuttgart. How much will that help him in his development?
Yeah, I think for me, I benefited from that massively. It's not just the footballing side of it, but also the whole moving away from home, moving out of your comfort zone, trying to slot into a new team. All of those things sort of develop you as a person, as a character, and almost build a certain resilience within you. I think without my loan, I would have found last year a lot more difficult. When I was at Stuttgart, there was a huge amount of pressure on us to get promotion. There was no other option. It would have been a failure if we didn't. So there were similarities in last year and what we were trying to achieve to my loan, and it meant that I had that experience to rest on and sort of relate back to. So I think certainly for Reece, it's going to be massively beneficial for him as well, just to get games under his belt, but all of that side of it.
That's brilliant, thanks a lot. Cheers.